The top two Google searches on election evening was number one, what are tariffs? And number two, how do I change my vote? If that doesn't spell it out about America in general and what our biggest problem is, I don't know what the hell does. The night after everyone voted, they looked up what tariffs were. The night after everyone voted, or the night of everyone voting, they looked up, how do I change my vote? Ladies and gentlemen who voted for Donald Trump, if you are friends with, married to, or are a immigrant 1 or 2 generations back, if you are a veteran, especially if you are a veteran, or if you are a woman, you need to pay attention to this, please. It'll be worth your time. First off, people didn't register what tariffs were. Tariffs were bragged about, and that was his go-to answer about fixing the economy since day one. And the night after of the election, what are tariffs? That's a question that should have been asked before you cast your vote. So right now what's happening, companies across this country are canceling Christmas bonuses, canceling Christmas parties, canceling anything that costs any money extra because their next 4 years in business, if Trump takes the White House, I don't think, if he takes the White House, will be. So they have to buy all of their parts to make the business run in advance. They have to stockpile everything before the tariffs hit. There are also companies laying off employees across this country because they're about to be hit with so many extra bills because of Trump's policies that they're going to be extra tight on money. So they have to right now prepare for the next 4 years. That's happening just because you didn't know what a freaking tariff was. It does not go against the other country. It doesn't touch them. It touched the people buying the products. And now with the immigration, it fits in pretty nicely. Who do you think picks the tomatoes, picks the lettuce, who do you think the agriculture community is centered on? Who? White people with trust funds and daddy's Porsche in the driveway? No, they're not picking vegetables. These companies that hire these people are getting incentives. Okay? They're picking. Immigrants are a huge part of the construction-based workforce, the agriculture-based workforce. What is going to happen to prices when there's no one left picking the lettuce? What did you think was going to happen, MAGA? Republicans. And here's my 2 favorite groups. Let's start off with the most important. Women. If you don't see the damage Donald Trump will do with his policies to women, you really, really, really aren't bothering to look. Besides the nationwide ban, which will happen, besides all the things in Project 2025 that Donald Trump said he had nothing to do with, even though his name appears in the paperwork 312 times. Donald Trump's people swore up and down, oh, that's just heritage. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is Agenda 47. And all the MAGA just said, oh, no, it's not Project 2025. Every one of Trump's people, starting with Steve Bannon, has said Project 2025 is our directive. Do you know what's in Project 2025 when it comes to women? Basically, the old school, the nuclear household, where the man votes for the family, because that's the only important voice in the family, is the man voting. If you get pregnant and you have a medical condition that can basically put your life in danger, their answer, the male Republican and especially Donald Trump's answer, is tough shit. Oh, bye-bye. Hope you don't unalive. That's their answer. And that is proven over and over and over again with these young women that are pregnant and have medical issues with the child, which puts their life in danger. But because of these bans and because doctors have been threatened that they will lose their license and be thrown in jail as murderers if they help these women, they don't do it because their whole entire life revolves around that medical license. And Donald Trump and the Republicans are threatened to take that away and have taken it away. And there are dozens and dozens and dozens of women who have passed away or lost their ability to have any other children because they had a problem with this one. As a woman, how the can you look yourself in the eye and be okay with that? Because some religious belief about women choosing to end, which is only 5% of the whole thing anyway, because of contraceptives, because of the day after pill, because of all of those things, that doesn't happen that often. A majority of that procedure, if religion is your argument, a majority of that procedure is medically fucking necessary. And as a woman, how dare you? This could be you. This could be your sister. This could be your daughter, your granddaughter. God forbid gets attacked and essayed and impregnated through it. She would be forced to carry that child and live in every day with the reminder of that. How freaking dare you? How dare you think of yourself as a good mother, a good aunt, a good friend, or a good human being thinking that way? Yes, you don't agree with one part, okay? But that one part isn't even fact what you're coming from. You're thinking 90% of when that happens is because of another way, because women are too lazy to protect themselves. Well, guess what? They're taking away the contraceptives too. They're taking away the ability for a woman to prevent getting pregnant. They're doing that as well. Now look in the mirror and ask yourself how good of a woman you are and how you're looking out for all the other women. How dare you? And on the other side of that, you got the moral compass voting for someone who's been accused of essaying 2 to 3 dozen women, including children as young as 10. Two to 3 dozen, allegedly, with piles of freaking evidence, including bank receipts for payouts. From women to children as young as 10 who got a $5 million payout. Just because you don't listen to that news that covers that, just because you don't listen to and you don't want to believe any of that information, you can find it for yourself with the evidence supporting it. If you get off your self-righteous horse and look for it. But now it may be too late. And you did this. So as your companies fire you or cut your, and guess what? The overtime, no tax on overtime. You know why there's no tax on overtime? Because overtime is abolished. According to their plan, you work 40 more hours a month. 40 more hours a month. And it's considered regular time. There is no overtime. So no, you won't need tax on overtime. And the tax on tips has nothing to do with the service industry. The tax on tips is what the Supreme Court called when a judge or a politician gets a shit ton of money as a payout for, making a rule in the favor. See, that's already going on. But we're talking about Trump here coming into office, potentially. Not going to happen, but potentially. And then you got the immigrants. First, second generation immigrants. If your parents were illegal, if you rely on illegals, they're gone. So you put the prices going up, you put losing all your benefits, you put losing your jobs, you put everything going automated, forcibly automated because of this. In 2 years, what do you think this country's going to look like? Russia and North Korea. That's because of your vote. Is that why the second most popular search on election night was, how do I change my vote? The election was fraud. Every corner of it had fraud in it. They're investigating it right now. But I want MAGA and the Republicans to soak in all the things that are going on around you right now and recognize that it's happened or potentially happened because you wouldn't listen and you wouldn't research. You wouldn't educate yourself. That's your fault. And you owe everybody an apology for it. But instead of apologizing, just fix it. But be diligent, stay educated, and be kind, because we are all in this together, whether we like it or not. And we would have to put up with the ramifications of your choices, too. At least our choices won't destroy everything.